Welcome to WFPC Podcasting, your local source for the heart and history of Pike County, Indiana. And now, here's your host, Randy Harris.
Welcome to WFPC Podcasting. This is a weekly program to serve as news and information for Pike County. Our guest today has the task of joining the businesses, industry, and people of Pike County together to blend our individuality into one cohesive, solid front to make Pike County an even better place. Welcome, Jill Hyneman.
Thank you for having me.
Jill, you've been in this position 10 years?
5.
5 years.
In January it was 5.
Okay. So you haven't always been the director of the Chamber of Commerce. Who is Jill Cochran Hyneman?
I was born in Newburgh. And then I moved to Gibson County, Francisco, when I was about 4, and stayed there, grew up there, and went off to college. And
Went to Wood Memorial?
I went to Wood Memorial High School. Yes, graduated from Wood Memorial. I was a Trojan. Go Trojans. And I moved to Indianapolis to work, and was up there until about 2014 when I moved back here.
Wow.
Up in Indianapolis, I was a freight broker and making transportation move all over the U.S.
Wonderful. That's quite an industry, and now you're making freight move in Pike County.
Yeah. I was a telephone tough guy for a while, but this is definitely a more suited to my personality than the freight industry was.
Can you explain the mission and charge better than I did in your intro? What is the purpose of the Chamber of Commerce?
We are here to make connections matter. Making the right connections is going to help people grow. It's going to help our businesses grow, and just uniting our county. We are one of the people we actually have community, not just members in our mission and statement. We want to also make our community better. So we don't stop at just the businesses and organizations. We want all of us to grow.
We're going to have somebody, after watching this podcast, they're going to turn out the lights about midnight. They're going to go into a small, dark corner of their room. They're going to turn on their social media, and they're going to tell you to do something for the kids. It's going to happen. And one of my all-time favorite heroes is Abraham Lincoln. And he told us that government should do only for the people what the people can't do for themselves. And when I think of that, I think about infrastructure, I think about public safety, military, police, and I think about building roads.
Well, when you're talking about the kids, I love that we also get to interact with our high school. I was just at the career center or for their career fair. That was great. I made them, they would come up to me. I offered chips to get them to speak with me and ask them what they wanted to do when they grow up. And it was great to hear about it. I'm also going to now speaking with a possible intern this evening. So I love the interaction, and our leadership program also goes to the high school to figure out what we're doing and how we can be a partner. We do their culinaries, do some of our catering for some of our events. So I do love to be involved with the kids.
So somebody's going to suggest, why don't we have a skating rink or something like that? It might not be skating rink. But where I'm trying to go with this is, when we had a skating rink back in the 50s and 60s, it was started by individuals. And you look at what's going on now, Old Bend Adventure Park. This is a guy that is risking everything to put a theme park in Cato, Indiana.
Yeah, and it's really cool.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
It is. He's actually building an arcade there right now. I don't know if you've been out there. There's a new blue building. It's going to have an arcade with it.
That's incredible.
Yes, it does take individuals to invest.
One of my and I don't want to start pointing out too many individuals because there are too many of them that better than I do throughout this county that are these rugged individualists that just go out there and make it happen. But one of my favorite business models is John and Beth Hess at Pete's Drive-In. They started out with Smokehouse 423.
Yes.
And they started out with a yard barn on a fellow firefighters. John had he was a firefighter. He worked at the power plant, took on extra shifts. Beth was raising 2 pretty little kids at that time, and had all the dynamics of what was going on in her life. And they went out and bought a smoker, bought a yard barn, put it on a fellow firefighter's concrete pad, and it grew into an incredible business.
Yes.
And that's kind of where we're going. I mean,
even Calarita was similar to that. Now they are, they started off with just, doing food prep and a food truck, and now they're catering all over this region. They're going to Du Bois, they're going everywhere. They're similar. It's those hardworking, don't give up,
right,
Pike County attitude that we need. And they are, you're right. John Hess and Beth are just very similar to what I see in Olivia now. So it hasn't gone away, thankfully.
Yeah, you move a little bit to the west, and you've got Steve and Beverly Knight with the Azalea Path.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
It's grown into Gibson County. I mean, it's that's that. Can you, if somebody has a dream, how can you help enable their dream?
Hopefully, I can help connect them with the right people. If it's trying to find resources, we try to help find resources. So me trying to help connect them to find somebody to help promote their idea, even or speaking with helping them get to the right banks, because each financial institute also has different things that they're good at. Yeah.
Different programs.
Yes, different programs.
This guy at the end of the table, Dylan Query, had a dream to move his family back to Pike County.
And I'm so glad he did it.
Yeah, he's got a video production business, and he's making it happen. Isn't that great? With God's guidance and a lot of hard work, it's coming together. So that's where you can help us. You can give that direction, but you're not going to go out and build a skating rink.
No, but I can help them. Like one of my big resources, I try to new businesses. It's a small business development corporation that we have. They are amazing. We are located. They come into the tech center here locally, and they have so many resources. And that's one of my first connections I make with someone that wants to start a business, because not only do they help with business plans, they can help find even the right insurance companies. Because I didn't even know that like a 14-year-old could have his own lawn care company because of insurance, but they can. They have the resources there. And so it's me helping make that connection to the right organization to give them a hand. And they're one of my favorites to reach out to. Even the new little Skylar's sourdough, I was able to tell her, hey, go talk to Dominique down there and get some. And she did. She started out. Now she's got her little bread shed, and she's moving right along.
And she might be the next smokehouse.
She could be. She could very well be the next smokehouse.
Great. Jill, you've got a lot of different programs that are coming up for this purpose. And
yes.
Pike County Leadership Program. What is that about?
That starts in October. It kicks off again, and we're trying to do it every other year. Honestly, that is why I have this position. I actually I volunteered for the 4-H for multiple years, and one of the board were like, you know what, you should be part of that leadership program. So I joined in the second class, and that leadership program, you just go through so much. You go through conflict management, communication skills, how to run effective meetings. You go through the local government here. You get to go visit the State House. And then there's this project that comes out at the end. And I got to go through that program. I was halfway through it when the old director, Krista Robinette, was stepping down to go to the United Way. And I never would have decided to be the chamber director if I hadn't been in that program. I got so many, it wasn't just the classes, it was the network within that class. I now know who to reach out to because of that class. So there's and that's coming up in October. October 15th is our kickoff date. If anyone sees themselves in a role that they want to get more involved in the community, learn more about our local government. We also need people in our government roles too, our leadership roles. So it's a great program. I highly suggest it. They can reach out to me if they have any more questions. We are actually going to have a coffee connection, I believe in July, that is going to kind of go over. So if someone wants to be a part of the leadership group in October, but wants to know a little bit more about it, our coffee connections let me make sure I have the right date. I believe it is July 17th, but I don't know if off the top of my head. I'll look real quick. Maybe not. Maybe I don't have that. But I believe it's our July Coffee Connection is going to be all about the leadership program, and they can come out to the Coffee Connection and learn a little bit more.
You know, messaging, texting, that's all great, but there's nothing like this eye-to-eye contact. How do they find you?
They can give me a call, but honestly, I am everywhere. I'm easier to just send me a quick email at the chamber at pikecounty.in.gov, and I will set up an appointment with you. I am out in the community a lot. So yes, I have an office at the courthouse, and I am there to take care of bills, to do all the behind the scenes, but I'm in the community a lot. So if you show up at the courthouse and I'm not there, I apologize, but I will be back. But quick email, I'll be right. I'll get back to that quickest.
You and I have similar jobs. We don't always sit behind the desk.
Nope. And I love that.
Right. What do we need to know about AI?
AI. So
scares me to death.
Don't be afraid of it. There's a lot of things that it can streamline for you. It can help your productivity, and it also can help with, like, if you've got a small business, social media in digital marketing is your key to get started. And there's so many AI programs that you can use based on, what you need. So yes, we actually have a recording of our last one for AI, our Lunch and Learn that we had on May 29th. We can give you the recording of that. It goes over your content creation. So if you're a new business or a smaller business, creating your digital marketing, AI can be a big benefit for you.
But it takes out the human.
It doesn't always just take out it helps give you better ideas. I never send out something that's completely AI. It's just they give me ideas that I didn't think of, help me reword things a little better. I'm not the best with some of my wording, but they can help me just fine tune my message to others. So it doesn't have to be, it's like, I don't want it to be a robot. I want it to be me. I get online and I do lives. That's AI. But when I'm putting out social media, yeah, I use some AI to help me come up with better ideas, creative ideas. But then it just gives you more resources.
Something else that's coming up that you've done this for several years now, and that is a taste of Pike County this year. It's at the Adventure Park.
Yes. On August 17th from 4 to 6, we will be out at the Taste of Pike County at the Old Bend Adventure Park. We're going to most likely have a little bit of a Powered by Pike with it. We're going to do some displays of our past history through our coal and energy, so you can kind of see some of our history in the coal industry. That'll go along with, we'll also do the Pike Feud, where we have everybody fighting for who's going to win that.
Well, that sounds interesting. It kind of transitions into the next thing I was going to ask you. Powered by Pike, July 26th. Visit Big Kate.
Yes. So I have been working. So this whole Powered by Pike is a way to unite us a little bit. And so I've been working with the Museum of the Coal Industry. So they have a lot of the Pike County history. Yes, they're located in Linville and Warwick County, but they have a ton of Pike County history. So they are doing a visit with Big Kate. If you're from Pike County and been here many years, you know what Big Kate is. It is a huge, massive dragline, one of the last relics of that era. I think it was only supposed to be running like 25 years, but ran over 50. It's just, so we are working with them. They've got the event set up for July 26th. It's going to be in the morning, and I'm going to help promote that for the Coal Museum.
So I don't know anything about this coal museum. I've heard about it, but I've not been there since.
It is very unique. I mean, if you get to go in, so there's a picture of me. I went there, and you get to like sit up and you get to act like you're running a drag line. And then there's all the history. There's so many photos. I mean, I get why some people are upset about the fact that we're transitioning from coal, because they have pictures out there with horse and buggy and coal. I mean, think about that. That's how long that's been in our lives.
Oh, my Harrises were coal miners in Kentucky, got kicked out of Kentucky, ended up in Warwick County,
And that could have happened here, but it didn't. But so these Coal Museum has our history. It has a lot of it, and it is just, they're very nice people out there. That you go in there and they'll help you, like if you want to see something specific. But they have everything from like old hard hats to lanterns, and I think one of the most unique things I saw, I don't know if it's unique or disturbing, but they had this little hard hat, and I was confused. And they go, well, that was because it was for an 8-year-old boy. I'm like, wow.
We have no concept, do we?
We don't, and I'm glad. I'm glad that we don't have 8-year-old boys going down in coal mines. But that's our history, and that's, not unfortunately, fortunately, we're past 8-year-olds working in coal mines. But it's a great place if you don't know anything about our history to go. And we're going to be bringing that to Pike County August 14th. So we're going to be bringing part of that. We're going to have a Powered by Pike evening. It's a whole day event. We're going to have part of the museum. We're going to pick out, we've been working with them. We're going to pick out some of the best and have a whole timeline of from when it started to where we're at now.
If I thought of something when Ashley and I were talking about solar fields here last week. Had we had social media when coal mining was going on, it would have been a different thing. But today it's a transition.
It is.
I don't like it. I'm a very traditional person. I like I like what I know.
Yes.
But we're moving. We're moving that way.
And Pike County has always been a forefront of the empowering Indiana. I mean, while the nature of the energy production may be changing, our strength, resilience, and pride will remain, and I think we'll continue on.
Those rugged individualists we were talking about.
Yes.
Pike County.
Yes. And we're going to stay strong with our energy development.
And then in relation to this, August 14th, I'm a coal kid.
Yes, that's something I'll also get to work with our Dylan Query, and he and I were going to be doing a coal kit. So let me tell you a tiny story that goes back on where that came from. I was trying to, one of the things the chamber is doing this year is we're looking into tourism. You know that, and I was up at a conference trying to explain Pike County to people because not a lot of people know about Pike County.
Right.
So I was trying to explain. I had two individuals there that were experts in tourism, and they were trying to figure out why we were trying to learn more about tourism. I'm like, well, we've been transitioning from coal to solar to natural gas, and it's not everyone's on board with it, and I completely understand. Like I was saying, those pictures of the horse-drawn carriages hauling coal, I get it. We need to celebrate where we're from. And I was trying to explain to it, and I go, well, I live in East Gibson. Like we just said, I grew up there, and very similar to Pike County. East Gibson and Pike County. If
you look at a map, and you draw straight lines, then you've got Columbia Township, you've got Barton, you've got Francisco, Mackey.
Very, very similar.
In Oakland, that should be part of Pike County.
So we were talking about that. And I go, well, when I was growing up, I mean, most of my friends were coal kids. And they're like, what's a coal kid? I'm like, I don't know. Everyone I knew worked at a coal mine or the power plant. They had such relations to
or
coal.
Truck drivers to get it there.
Drivers to get it there. And that's when he was like, the gentleman was telling me, he's like, well, what'd your dad do? And I go, well, he was a commercial electrical supplier. She's like, well, who did you supply?
The coal mines.
The coal mines, the power plants. He's like, you're a coal kid. And I'm like, and I took so much pride in someone telling me that I was a coal kid.
Right.
And I want to celebrate that with all the other coal kids out there, because yes, as we might be transitioning into another way to power Indiana, we're going to celebrate our history. I want to keep that knowledge going. And so that's what I'm trying to do with the Powered by Pike and with our event on August 14th. And I hope we get a lot of people out to come see our history and celebrate our history and let people know that we're still continuing that pride in our county.
There are so many people out there that can contribute to that story.
Oh, yes, I would love help. I'm sure you're one of them. You've probably got some memorabilia somewhere that could help me that day.
Most of my memorabilia is
Okay.
gone.
Well, maybe.
But it's
You could probably help me find people.
Yep.
So, yeah, so if you are out there and you have some coal mine, old bin memorabilia.
And the stories as
And the
well.
stories, yes.
It'd be nice with some of the older people if you could start recording those stories.
That's where we're going with I'm a coal kid, because they were coal kids too. My family isn't from Indiana originally, so mine only goes back to when I was here. But my husband, his father worked at the coal mines, his grandfather worked at the coal mines, and his great-grandfathers worked at the coal mines. Those are the stories we want to tell. You won't get him to tell them, but I want to get other people that want to give me those stories that we can capture their I'm a coal kid.
Great. Sounds fabulous. You're always networking. You're always pulling people together. What are some of our other networking opportunities? I've got a note here, monthly coffee connections on June 19th.
Yeah, so on June 19th, we're going to have, so at a coffee connection, I'll just do a little rundown. We just all go around the room at the beginning and you tell a little bit about yourself or your company and if you have anything going on. And then we have a sponsor. So our sponsor is going to be the Pike County Community Foundation. And then they have the end of the meeting, they get to share about their organization. So I can't wait to hear what the Community Foundation has going on. So that will be June. And then in July, we're going to do the leadership program. And I think Sis and Still sponsors them, so they don't have to, sorry, the Sis and Still will sponsor that. But those are what our coffee connections are, and they're once a month. And we get together with that, and it'll be a great time. We do some business after hours as well. Those vary on what our sponsors would like to do. On June 3rd, we have on June 3rd, we had mingling with margaritas. It was great to get a bunch of people together and just network. That was just networking, had nothing to do with any kind of educational. I usually try to put educational spins on a lot of my networking, but that one's just to come out and connect with others, or was just there to come and connect with others.
Again, tell us how we wrangle you and lasso you to get some time from you. How do we find you?
My email is the best.
The best?
Yeah, email's the best because I'm gone,
I'm trying to type in the best.
Sorry. My email is chamber@pikecounty.in.gov. That's the best way to reach me. You can call my office, but honestly, I'm out a lot, and it usually will take a day or two for me to get back to you, but I have my cell phone on me at all times that has my email. So if you would like to wrangle me to come and speak, I've done that too.
chamber@pike.in.gov.
It's chamber@Pike County, spelled out. So it's PikeCounty.in.gov.
Okay. Your website. Tell us about your website.
Our website. So something that a lot of people don't know is that we have a community calendar out there. That is not just for our chamber members. That is for the community in general. Our website is www.pikecountyinchamber.com. And if you go to the community calendar, it has events, and it has all of the chamber's events, but you're welcome to put your events out there too. And there's no fees. There's a little plus button for you to add your event. And then it does come to the chamber so that we can approve. So there's not 16-year-olds putting some crazy stuff out there.
They wouldn't do that?
No.
Not in Pike County?
Actually, I honestly would like to see them put some events out there. But it's there for the community. It's nothing to do with the chamber. I mean, the chamber runs it. But it's a resource for all of us because it is hard to get the word out or know what's going on where. So use that. Use it as a resource.
Okay. Chamber Roadshow.
That is something new. That is a new promotional series that we are doing. We just started it, and it's for chamber members, and that we go to their chamber. There is a cost to it. We're kind of working out the marketing for that right now, but Dylan Query is one of my resources on that too. You come away with a professional video and some photography and just more promotion for our small community. It gives access to advertising that we don't have a lot of access to.
You mentioned Skylar. What are some of your other success stories that are just new starts, people trying to make their dreams happen, and you can help them?
I already mentioned Olivia with the Calarita. Just hers is just drives me. I just love how she gets involved and really took community into her heart. Like going and making sure, like if you talk to her about events and doing stuff, it's like she continues to want to grow, continually wants to grow and make new partnerships and working with other people in the community. I love the connections that she has made. She was in our leadership group as well.
Great.
Another leadership graduate was Paulina with the Me Patio. She was just part of that too.
What a business they have developed.
Yes, they have, and I know they have more coming. I just can't wait to hear what.
They're going to soon be in their third generation of people down there. I mean, they've got What a great asset for our community.
It is. It really is. I was super excited to be able, when they got their new location. Don't take me wrong, the very first time I came to Pike County, I went to Me Patio. My now husband took me to Me Patio, and I thought he was taking me to a gas station. Now they have this beautiful place, and I just love it.
So much more space and more kitchen, more dining, more parking,
everything.
More everything.
Yes.
Great asset. What else is on the horizon? What do you see coming up?
We also have a regional women's conference. I haven't mentioned that. That is put on by 8 chambers. We get together. It'll be October 24th. The the chambers that we work with are Pike County, of course, Pike County, Gibson, Knox, Jasper, Linton, Stockton, Perry, Warwick, and Spencer County. It's going to be down in Spencer County this year on October 24th. It is usually we have at least 2 to 3 speakers. One is usually an inspirational life story. One's usually a motivational speaker. And then we have some educational and networking. It is an amazing day. That is one of my favorite things. I get to work with all these other chambers and see what they're doing also. We actually meet monthly, these groups, and we share our ideas on how to develop and communicate with our chambers. It's great.
You know, something that was very influential to me when I first moved here, probably the first event that I went to outside of a political meeting was a Chamber of Commerce dinner. That was, I think, in November of 1988. The speaker was a fellow named, I still remember this, named Charlie Mauser. And Charlie, big focus of his talk was that Walmart hasn't done anything to Main Street, that Main Street hasn't allowed them to happen. They extended their hours to when we're off work. And it was just me moving from Evansville, had no idea what was at the tip of our fingers. You're so centered in that. Moving out here, the pieces all started coming together. And Charlie just gave so many valuable things to learn. That's what you learn at chamber meetings.
Yes. We had ours back in March, our annual meeting, and we're going to have one next year in May. And that is, at those meetings, you get us insight of what our economic development, we actually get to partner with our economic development. So I work closely with Ashley Willis on it. And those are recaps of what we've done for the year, or we have on the horizons. So next year we're having, and I believe it's called Flat Creek, is where we're going to have it. And it's going to be a very fun evening. So those really are how you learn. Go to a Chamber of Commerce annual meeting, and that's actually with the EDC too. You'll get to learn what we're doing in the community in one evening.
There is so much of Pike County that we don't understand. We haven't connected all the dots yet, but Chamber's a good place to learn.
Yes, and I'm always willing to reach out to me. I'm always willing to connect people. That's one of my favorite things I get to do. I guess I'm one of those people that just loves meeting new people and finding out where I might be able to help them, who I might be able to introduce them to, because I don't always have the resources. It's just me knowing who does have those resources.
So we're promoting businesses, but to be a member of the Chamber, we don't have to own a business.
No, we actually do have individual memberships. We don't do a lot of that. That's one area that my board has actually said maybe you should grow. You don't have to be a business. We do have an individual membership that's like $30 a year to be part of the Chamber of Commerce in that way. If you don't have a business, it's really for retirees, or maybe you work outside of the county and your employer is not a member. You can absolutely join and be in the knowing.
Maybe a target should be the kids.
Yes, youth. We were actually just talking about having, like, for these younger individuals that are still in high school and college, doing a discounted membership for those entrepreneurs that want to or have started a business. So, but yes, youth can also join as well.
Or just kids who want to develop their knowledge of Pike County.
Yes, and often in the summer we have a couple kids will show up to maybe the Coffee Connections. Our high school kids show up to the Coffee Connections, and usually it's probably one of their parents have drug them, but they also learn a whole lot.
Well, and I was going to say that takes some guts if you're not connected, if you're not already connected, to just show up at something like this.
Yes.
And gee, I want to know more.
Just show up. Yes, if you're in high school, and if you see a Coffee Connection out there, it could be younger than that, but most likely it'd be a high school kid that would be more involved.
I've got a high schooler that consumes a lot of coffee.
Well, she should come. Jayla should definitely come out there and join us at a Coffee Connections.
The incoming high schooler, not so much on coffee. She gets that from her mother.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly how mine are. My oldest is the coffee drinker, and my youngest is like, ugh.
But you have more than just coffee.
Yes, we do have more than coffee. There's tea and water as well, and we always provide breakfast as well.
Get involved at your community.
Exactly. The more you're involved, the more you'll understand too. You'll understand the changes that are happening and why they're happening.
Get off the phone, put a face with it.
Exactly. And you can learn so much more in talking than you can off of, I use social media, but you can learn a lot more from that person behind that phone than you can texting them on the phone or messaging them on the phone.
And text messages can be so misinterpreted.
Oh, yes.
And you see the expression in someone's eyes and their smile, and I'm making a joke here, and it just opens up a whole different world, and we seem to be losing that. Pike County, maybe we can keep that together for a while.
Yes, let's just keep connections and face to face, and let's help. I would encourage any high schoolers to come out to any of my networking, because most of my networking events are open. You do not have to be a chamber member to come to our networking events, and they are open, so those kids could come out and you'll learn some skills too. I'm super excited that I've got two people that are interested in, two high schoolers that are interested in entering and learning more and getting their communication skills up.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Jill Hyneman, Pike County Chamber of Commerce, thanks for joining us today. And thank you for joining us for this program of WFPC Podcasting. The program is brought to you by Harris Real Estate and Petersburg Car Wash. Please like the podcast and share with your friends so more people can hear about this project. You may find WFPC podcasting on our website, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to your favorite media. Join us next week. Our scheduled guests are Steve and Beverly Knight, who own and operate the Azalea Path in Pike County. But it also reaches into Gibson County as well. It's quite an attraction. See you next week.
Welcome to WFPC Podcasting, your local source for the heart and history of Pike County, Indiana. From back roads to town centers, we bring you the voices, stories, and news that shape our community. Join us on this journey through the past, present, and future of Pike County, Indiana. Tune in next week for the next episode of WFPC Podcasting.